Okay, class. I want you to follow along with this and create your own Kaggle account here. If you just Google Kaggle, you'll get this website here. Let's see what happens. Um, and it might ask you to create an account, do it with your email, and you can use your KCTC S1 or anyone you want to. And I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen once you log in. I think I'm logged in here. So anyway, we're going to use this platform. So the first thing is, if you see on the left here, hopefully you can see this, you can click on code. So click on code and then new notebook. We're going to be using Python here. I don't know what's going to happen for you. Let's see, if I click on new notebook, it's creating a Python notebook, and I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen for you. You might have to pick. Let me see if I go back to this code here. Maybe come here and hit this Python. I'm not sure. But if you get to this new notebook, click on that. And what it does is it brings you up with this thing here. And you don't really need this part here. It's a little bit of a directive. But you can actually cut that. And then the way this works is right now this is running Python in the background. This is your name, the notebook. You can say this is homework 1, something like that. And this little part area here is where you do some processing, or you write your code. So the first thing in Python, if you want to print something out, is the command print, and you put in parentheses and quotation marks what you want to print. So hello world, right? That's pretty typical. And then to run that, you can either hit this button here, or you can hit Shift Enter. And right now it's starting up the kernel. It's starting up Python in the background. All right, so it looks like it's starting this up. This whole setup here is called a Jupyter Notebook. I'll explain more about what that is in class. But so right now the CPU in the background is running, and it's running Python. Okay, so when I hit this print hello world, it printed it out. This is the output of that code right there. Okay, and that's kind of how it works. And I created a couple notebooks for 4.1 and 4.2 that I want you to try on your own. Let's see if I can get them in here. So here's 4.1. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to do these commands quickly. You can type them in and see if it works. Okay. So the first one, the neat thing about Python is it's free. So this is running in the cloud, but you can download this on your computer and have it as your own copy and run it locally without the internet. And Python has what's called libraries or packages. One of them is called SciPy. A lot of them have this pi on the end because of Python. But this is a scientific package that has a lot of stat functions in it. Okay? So the neat thing is you can type in from this package, import the stats. All right, so you hit this. And so right now, and it doesn't show you that. I don't know why it doesn't show you that, but it just loaded that into your program. So right now I can call on these commands. This second part of the code here is something I just created. You can type this. I said the random variable is a list with these elements. You put them inside these brackets, and then I'm going to print them out. So I'm just going to have the random variables 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I'm going to print them out. Anything you put inside a bracket like this is included in a list. And a list can be numbers, it can be letters, or strings, I should say, We'll talk more about that in class. But for right now, just copy this code and then hit that. And so right now I've printed out this list. These numbers are stored in this variable random v. You can name it something else if you want to. But now we have this list of random variables in there. And now I made another list. I just type these in. You can just type these in. Next list is equal to, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so I just made that list. And maybe I'll just print out props. Print this first list. Okay. It's going to be stored in here. I'm not going to use it. I just showed you that you can just type this stuff in. All right. And you hit that, and then I printed out the probability list, and it's right there. So I'm going to associate these random variables with these probabilities right here. And so here's the command that you do this. It's you can store it into any variable you want. You put stats dot rv underscore discrete values equal, and then you put your first random variables here and your probabilities here, and then you run that. All right. So I've got all this data stored in this A object. Okay. Right now it's stored in there. And I'm going to calculate the expected value, the standard deviation, and the variance. All right. So if you type that in there with those two parentheses, the expected value for these variables is 1.999. The standard deviation is going to 1.025, and the variance is 1.05. Okay? And what I want you to do is pick one of your homework problems where you did this with StatCrunch and put your numbers in here instead, and then see if your numbers here match your homework problem. All right? This last one right here is a way to get both the mean and, I guess that's the variance. Let's see what that is. Yes, the mean and the variance, you can get them both at the same time, right here and right here. All right, so that's 4.1. See if you can repeat that. And I'm going to make you do this in class. Maybe sometime you won't have StatCrunch and you'll have to find the numbers. So make sure you get an account and you start learning how to do this. The second one is for the binomial, okay? And you don't really need all these things, I don't think. But this package here is for making graphs, and so is this one. Here's the one we were using before. Actually, this is a mistake because it's got them both. This number package is loaded here twice. Oh, well, you can do that. So this one loads the whole package. This one and loads the random part of this package. So that's fine. All right, so let's just go to the code here. First, I have to run that. Oh, and to run it, you have to hit this edit key. All right, so hit that edit. If you start a new notebook, you can just do like we did last time. You don't have to hit that edit. But put these in here, and then you hit that. Here we go. This session is starting. It's starting what's called a kernel, which is Python running in the background. And so, this is a free service, so it's not super quick, but it's great that it's out there. So right now it's loading these libraries into our code. Okay, and then let's see here. Let's use this one here. So the way this one works is this Bn here is the binomial. Okay, and the binomial we can do everything with this code right here. Basically, this package here, we imported from this library, we imported the binomial, and we just labeled it BN. And you can, again, label that anything you want. We'll see if we can get just this part of the code right here. What this does, if you have an equal sign, what's on the right here is stored in these variables, right? So this particular command returns two variables, the mean and the variance, right? So just brute force, type in bn.stats. This 5 is the number of trials, and this 0.84 is p, and that's all you need, right? This moment again tells me that what I want to return is the mean and the variance, and I labeled these here, so they're going to be stored in there. And then I wanted the standard deviation of that distribution, and that's going to be stored in S. And then I'm just going to print them out. Let's see if this works. There they are. All right. So the mean is 4.2, the variance is 0.672, and the standard deviation is 0.819. That's all you need right there. So once again, go to 4.2, find a problem that gives you a number of trials and a P, and then use this code right here. You don't have to put in this line. You don't have to put in this line. Really, the one you need is that. And just run that, and then you can change the numbers here to match your homework problems. Put this LOC equals 0 in there as part of the code, and then just run it, all right? And then it'll print that out. And that's it. So what do you know how to do? You know how to load some packages. One of them is the binomial package. And then you know how to find the variance and the standard deviation. That bn.std, that returns the standard deviation into S. So see how you can do on that. And I'll take a look at, bring your computer and we'll look at it in class. All right, so be safe tomorrow. Sorry I couldn't make it there. And I'll see you next week.